New footage from Martin Bakole'S and Billy Nelson doing and working the pads for his fighter. And I would have to give it 73%. 73% based off, I like the hand speed. I've always liked Martin Bakole'S hand speed, you know. For the fighters that are crazy enough to stand in front of Martin Bakole'S, there you go. You know, he's going to chop you to pieces. He's going to pick you apart, right? Now, we got that. But two things that stick out to me. One, the conditioning of Martin Bakole'S. You know, he's wearing loose things, that Andy Ruiz deceptive, you know, stuff. You know, not saying everything should be tight. You know, I think he's just built a certain way, though. You know, for, you know, just analyzing him physically. But he doesn't seem like he's lost any weight. You know what I mean? And because, going into the second thing, because he doesn't seem like he's lost any weight, he seems like he's a bit slower. And what do I mean by that? When he slipped that, when he threw that right hand and he slipped that left hook, it was almost like Billy was throwing it higher so it would make it easier on his fighter. Instead of him, you know, slipping the shot, it's kind of, he just kind of leaned over to avoid it. Okay, and I want to remind people of what exactly happened when he tried that shit with Joseph Parker.
Mass to make go backwards. Joseph Parker's landed some solid shots, and he just shakes them off like that. Yeah, big shots indeed.
Exactly that. Okay, that's what happened. He didn't slip, he didn't dip, he didn't move because he wasn't in shape to move, to slip and dip like he should have. And because he didn't, he got clipped. Bars. Okay, because he didn't do it fast enough. Neither did he make the commitment to dip. Well, what affects you from really dipping over? What's in the way? The belly, the Homer Simpson, that's right. The Homer Simpson belly that Martin Bakole'S has will not allow you to move like you should move, okay? It's almost like a wedge in your progress of moving in that motion. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't move because you got a belly there, you're not going to want to move and dip down if you got a belly that's popping out. Easy, simple. You know, but other than that, I mean, the punching power, sure, I think it's there. I think his ability to put combinations together, the uppercuts have always been impressive to me. But, you know, what Billy Nelson has claimed that he's doing, I haven't seen evidence of. I haven't seen him, you know, I haven't seen him change. You know, I guess he has to get on the scale. But, I mean, I've seen Martin Bakole'S at 254, 255. You know what I'm saying? When he fought Michael Hunter, he was at 254, 255. And the crazy thing about that, he gassed out at that weight. So imagine what he'll do against someone like, you know, like Usyk, or somebody that can move, that actually is in shape, that does his job by training and conditioning. And, you know, and he's able to take you into deep waters. What do you think will happen? You know, he's going to end up like Michael Hunter. Or should I say, he's going to end up like he was in the Michael Hunter fight. Let's put it that way. You know, but, you know, decent pad work. I don't know what stage he was in, you know, him and Billy was in. But, you know, based on this, yeah, I have to give it a 73% based on, you know, what I've saw. You know, and I've seen the same flaws and I see the same size person. So I don't think there's nothing that really changed. You know, and I think it all depends on who's in there with him. You know what I mean? Because if it is someone in there that can stand in front of him again, that will stand in front of him, they're going to get picked apart. But if it's someone that can move in and out, they're going to give him problems because I don't see his mobility improving at all. But you guys tell me what you think of Martin Bakole'S and his latest footage, him and Billy Nelson working the mix. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching.